Hello, my name is Sarah with the Ormond Beach Regional Library, and today on this episode of Volusia Gets Crafty, I'm going to show you how to create the V-stitch. This is the second of 3 special stitches that will build off of our beginner stitches, and in the end, we will use them to create this fall table runner. Now my runner is going to be longer than you probably will make yours, but it fits a space in my house, so it worked good for me. But what's nice about it is it's customizable, so you can make it as long or as short as you want. So why don't you grab some yarn and a hook and let's go get started. Okay, so we're going to begin with the V-stitch. This is ultimately what we're going for here, guys. They look like little V's, how apropos, right? The V-stitch is going to use the chain and the double crochet from our previous videos, but in a special way that creates this unique look. So here's what just our regular double crochet looked like from the previous video, just all lined up in a row, okay? Easy stitch, you can make anything out of this. But what's nice is you use the double crochet in many different ways in crochet, and it creates different patterns, and that's the V-stitch. The V-stitch will show up in a lot of different projects for crochet, so it's a good one to learn when you get started. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to start off by creating a slip knot. Okay, and you can revisit our previous videos to see how to do that if you can't remember. And we're going to chain in multiples of 3 plus 5. So what does that mean? It means you're going to chain three chains, 1, 2, 3. And you're just going to keep chaining 3, another 3, another 3, another 3. So multiples of 3. So anything divisible by 3 that goes to an even number, that's what you want to chain. And then at the very end, we're going to add in 5 extra chains for a turning chain. So for my multiple, I'm going to chain 15 because that's divisible by 3, right? So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there's my multiple of 3. And then at the very end, we're going to chain 5 extra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can do this along with me with the same amount, but like I said, if you decide you like it and you want to make a blanket out of it, just chain as long as you want, multiple of 3, and then add 5 extra chains at the end. Okay, so to start with our V-stitch, we're going to put a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. Remember, double crochet, you have to start with the yarning over and then kind of move it behind you. The 4th chain, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's the 4th, get under that top loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the second 2. We're going to chain 1, and into that same chain that we were just in, we're going to put another double crochet. All right, so there's our first V with our turning chain, and it's about 3 crochets high, so that's going to count as a double crochet also at the end. All right, we're going to chain. We're not going to chain anything. No, we're going to skip 2 chains. 1, 2, and we're going to yarn over and go into the 3rd. So 1, 2, 3. Put a double crochet. See that happens, guys? It can happen to you too. I lost my stitch, so I'm just going to complete it. If you wanted to, you could just pull it all out and try it again. Chain 1, double crochet back into that same stitch. Okay, there's our next V. We're going to yarn over, we're going to skip 2. Now remember, see how this, you've got 2 double crochets going to this one chain? Don't go back into that. So here's your next one. Sometimes it looks a little funny right adjoining to him. But there's 1 chain, there's 2, go into the 3rd. And do a double crochet, chain 1, and 1 more double crochet in that same chain loop. And that's what you're going to do all the way across to the end. I'll meet you there. So skip 2 chains, put your V-stitch into the next, which is the double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and I'll meet you at the end. So when you get to the end, you're going to wonder, did I count wrong? Did I do something wrong? You're okay. If you have 4 chains left, you're golden. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 chains left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip 2 and put my last V-stitch into the 3rd chain. So 1, 2, 3. There will be 1 left, and that's okay. This last stitch, we're just going to put 1 double crochet all by itself. So it's going to mirror what we started with. Remember, we had that turning chain that was about the height of a double crochet. So it started with 1 by itself, it's ending with 1 by itself. And then you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 V's. All right. We're going to start the 2nd row by chaining 3 and turning our work. And remember, in the rules of crochet, that counts as a double crochet, the chain 3. Now this one is nice like the moss stitch because once again, you don't have to count stitches once you get past this beginning couple rows here. Because what we're going to work into is the top of the V. So there's your V from the row below. You're going to put your next V into that big space. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into that gap space, and do a double crochet, chain 1, yarn over, go back in, pull up a loop, and do another double crochet. So your V's are going to build up upon the other V's. You don't need to skip any 2 stitches. That's all said and done. You just go into the next V-stitch and do a double crochet, chain 1, and then another crochet in that same space. And then you're going to go into the next V. Now you want to do the V's that are opening up, not the V's that are opening down. Okay, you don't want to go into this space here. You want to go into the top of the regular looking V and do another double crochet. And you're going to follow this method along to the end of the row, and I'll show you how we end it. Okay, so I've come to the end of my row. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 V's again, and I need, remember, I had my 1 chain 3 here at the end that was the double crochet. I need 1 by itself at this end too. And this was our turning chain. Remember, it's the wonky looking one. So we're going to yarn over, and we want to go into the top of that chain 3. And if you get into just 1 loop or 2, it doesn't matter. Just try and get as much as you can to make it sturdy, and do a double crochet so it's balanced. Okay, I'm going to show you how to change colors because that's fun to do, especially with this stitch. You could see the neat pattern effect. You know, you could do every other color, change it out however you want. The possibilities are endless with color change in this project. So I wanted to show you. It's very similar to how you did the attaching with the moss stitch. Get my next color, pull that loop out. We're going to create our slip knot again and get it prepped and ready to go. Leave enough space so you can pull it back out. We're going to stick our hook into the top of that last stitch with the V on top of it. Put your little mini slip knot on top and pull up a loop. Make sure you're working with the working end of the yarn and not the tail, and just chain 3. 1, 2, 3. That's our double crochet continuing up that edge. We're going to turn the work, and then it's just a repeat of that last row that we did, where you're going to do a V-stitch into the previous V-stitch. So that's the double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in that same space, and then the next one. And it's as easy as that, guys. It'll build on itself much faster than the moss stitch will, because you see how much taller the double crochets are versus the single crochet. So if you made a blanket out of this stitch, it would go a lot faster. So if you decide this is something that you like, this stitch, you can make endless number of projects with variety of colors, and they will all look very unique and different. But that's how you complete the V-stitch. And this is one that we are definitely using in our fall table runner. So get kind of familiar with it. And I want to thank you for joining me for this second lesson in our Special Stitches series. Up next, I will teach you how to create the cluster stitch. If you have any questions, please comment below. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.